I hate that game. I hate that
Yeah.
game so much.
Hang on. No one say what game we're talking about because I just started recording. So
Okay.
Okay.
the audience can fill in the blanks. They'll know.
The audience just
Yeah.
needs to know I'm the ocean's biggest hater and respecter. I don't fuck with it. It's too big. There's too much in it.
I don't
Like
know
the
if I've ever
Kraken.
I don't know if I've ever said this on the show before. Just real quick before we get started. These are words that I live by. Fish have no moral compass.
They
You go
don't.
in the ocean, you're in their territory. They'll
Yeah,
do
It's
whatever
true.
the fuck they want. They don't care. You're in their home. You're swimming around with them. They don't. They'll just nibble on you. They'll take a little
It's
bite.
true.
They're hungry. You know.
that's
You ever
true.
been you ever gotten into the ocean and been like uncomfortable because there's like some seaweed touching you and then like a little fish comes up and just like nibbles at your leg and you're like,
Yeah.
Bro,
stop.
I
And
got
it's
stung
like
by a jellyfish one.
Yeah.
And that
it's
was
fucked up. They don't even
they
know.
he just
They,
like he
they
just
don't
hit
even
me.
know.
He just hit me with his tail and I was like, ow man. Youch.
Yeah,
Yowzers.
those guys don't even think or have blood. They just float by and hurt you,
He's
and
just
you're like, ow.
Yeah. Speaking of
It's fucked up.
speaking of hurting you guys, can anyone tell me what happened last time on This Isn't Normal?
Oh, I got you covered. We are fleeing from interdimensional space. I don't remember the name of the place, but we're leaving there with the IRS man, and we went to the county fair where big we're Big Ted. I don't remember his name. We're doing Big Ted's Italian Eatery. That's not it.
Okay.
Quick, does anyone remember what Big Ted's Italian Eatery was called?
It was like Ross or something because we called him like Rip Ross.
Rip Ross's Rip an Italian Eatery. It's across the hallway from
Well, he died.
the Shramp family.
I
He
thought
died,
it was.
like-
I thought it was Ronnie. I thought it was Big Ronnie's Little Italy. Was it Ross? Big Ross's
I
Little
think it was
Italy.
Ross.
It was Ross because remember we went Rip Ross.
Yeah, I
I
do.
mean, it might have originally been Ronnie. You could be right about that, but it's Rip Ross now.
Okay. Officially, Rip Ross. Yeah. So let's just. Does anyone want to fill in a little more detail?
So we were in the echo chambers. We were stuck in there because Temporita Shrimp dumped us in there. We told Party Frog like, "Hey, we committed party crimes," and he was like, "Okay, now don't leave and don't talk to anyone else and don't go with anyone else." And we said, "No problem." And then Boo Rivers fucking bypassed a wall and was just like, "Oh, hey, it's you, Chuckle Fucks," and we were like, "Hey, can we go with you immediately?" And so we all left together.
And I know what happened from there.
What
I
happened, Mark?
scared a man to death.
Chris like intimidated a man because Chris is like freakishly tall. Because he got separated from everybody else. They ended up in a cornfield and Chris was like in the middle of the road. And this little man was like, get out of the way. But he was going like a mile an hour. So Chris got angry, Yeah. And then he ran away. Chris found his friends. We went back to the car because Boo was like, "You're stupid. Stupid."
He's specifically
Um,
going by Beauregard, except for when we went to check in at the fair, where now he's going by Boo.
Well, he's Boo. Because he said it, and it's really funny. So Boo was like, you're idiot, you're stupid. And then we went to the car, we found some clues because we have to fix the timeline because we made a big difference in the timeline. And then we were like, oh, Big Ross's Little Italy has a stall, and we went to the place, we got in, and then we found out that there are other shrimps there.
Specifically ended it by finger waving at Temperina Shrimp, who's just kind of chilling at a booth, which is like conveniently right across from First Aid, which is where they sent us.
I'm so sorry, guys. There's somebody at my door. Give me one moment. I'm not expecting anybody, so if I don't come back in like 5 minutes, just call the police.
Okay,
Yeah, no
Reggie Rock
problem.
will Reggie Rock will take over for you.
Yeah.
Reggie Rock, come here. We have to train
Reggie
you.
is
Reggie
sitting.
Rock.
Reggie, get off of the vinyl record player.
Reggie, come here, bubby.
Reggie, can you come here for a second, sweetheart? We gotta teach you how to fight.
Reggie.
Reggie, baby, come here.
Reggie, psst, psst, come here.
Reggie, bubby.
No, Reggie says I'm jamming out, and I'm gonna.
No, come here.
Reggie says, I don't want to learn how to fight. I want to learn how to be a DJ.
Ma'am, I need you to settle down.
I'm living in a world where my brain is goo. So watching Reggie Rock be on the screen briefly behind Mark and then disappearing and seeing Kaya walk around behind UMax, I was like, that cat got really big.
That cat got
Turned into
so
a
big
dog.
so quick.
That cat looks really big and different somehow, and is now at Max's house.
So basically, you've all signed up for the fair as per Boo's recommendation as Rip Ross's Little Italy. You don't have any supplies because none of you could drive the car.
Oh
but
yeah, we crash that?
you didn't
like,
crash
so-
it. No one could operate it.
I tried to drive it,
It was
but
tough.
it didn't work out.
Didn't that like blow up?
Did it blow up?
No,
I
it
don't
didn't
think-
blow up.
I don't think it blew up. I just think I did very poorly at driving it, and then we all decided that it wasn't worth trying.
Well, we
Yeah.
all tried to roll diving at first, and then we found driving.
That's true. That is actually what happened.
I
So
did
basically-
fumble that, but whatever.
Yeah. Oh right, maybe you did break the car.
Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
did break the car. Yeah, I think specifically
I
Iris
don't know
broke
how
the
to
car.
break it. It's
Yeah.
fine. I'll take that.
So on basically on opposite sides of this sort of like straightaway at the county fair, wherever you guys are, no one's really asked for much details about what's going on at this fair. But half of you, I believe, are heading towards the sort of empty plot of land that has been set up for Rip Ross's Little Italy booth. And the other
Yeah.
half of you are approaching Temperina Shrimp. And it's been a few weeks, so I will leave it up to your discretion who's going where.
Cosmo was specifically going to whichever one is closer to the first aid tent, and I think that's where Temperina was because I specifically recall saying that I finger wave like just at Temperina, and then Chrys said he shakes one finger at Temperina.
Yeah.
That's where we ended things.
Yeah, so who's going to the Temperina booth and who's going to the Little Ross booth?
I think Chris like floats over to Temperina's booth, like you know how in cartoons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's Chrys and Cosmo, unless anyone else also comes.
Iris?
I'll loiter at an appropriate distance until it's no longer appropriate.
Okay. For the rest of your party, Dees is like stomping over. He has like his hands behind him. Beauregard is standing back a little bit, kind of in the vicinity of Iris, and the Fingies go over to the Little Italy booth and just lie down on the ground, face down.
Yeah, that's fine.
I love them.
And Temperina is standing next to two individuals. One kind of scruffy young man with this long, somewhat greasy black hair and a long, scraggly beard, and a younger, more timid-looking woman who has this dark brown hair and sort of a tan complexion. And Temperina says, "Dirty and company, welcome. I didn't expect to see you here." Well, don't all act so excited. Hello. I hope your trip wasn't too rough.
I got mauled.
You were
so-
mauled.
Yeah.
The man she's standing next to says, "It's rough business out in these cornfields. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, you look a little worse for wear. Are you all right?"
Well, I'm all right now. Just rough travels, I guess.
Temperina kind of like tiptoes behind the man, exuberantly puts her hand on his shoulders and says, "Biff, this is my brother, Dernest. I've told you so much about him." And the man says, Dernest Shrimp, as I live and breathe. Your sisters told me so much about you. It's nice to meet you, son." And he holds out his hand, which Dees is like, he looks very pale and like is kind of shaking as he shakes the man's hand. And Biff says, "Hi, I'm Biff Shrimp. Nice to meet all of you. Fine folk. Are you you got a booth here?"
Sure do. We're filling in for Ross at Little
Rip Ross?
Rip Ross indeed.
Oh man, that's so strange. I just talked to him the other day. He was so excited to come out here.
Well, that's
Family emergency,
Unfortunate.
I think.
stuff happens.
Oh, I'll
Anyway.
say. He extends his hand to you and Chris.
I shake it.
Shake.
So, what's the Shrimp family booth like?
Oh, well, that's a great question. We are tinkerers ourselves, we're not really as magic as the rest of the folks in Magic, Tim. Certainly not as magic as all the wonderful shrimps out on the East Coast. Are you? Do you know Tim?
I'd like to.
Tim grins and says, "Yes, yes. Our Pennsylvania cousins are absolutely delightful. I usually head out here every year to help them with the family fair." And Biff says, "That's right. Yeah, you've told us all about Dern and stuff. How's Will doing, by the way?" And Temperina says, "Oh, well, Will was involved in something of an incident where all of his molecules dissolved as he was being transported across dimensions." And Biff just kind of like stares for a second. And Tem says, "I'm just kidding. He was involved in a horrible 20-story boating accident and died tragically." And Biff is like, "Oh, damn, you're a jokester. I bet you old Durney's just like you, ain't you, son?" And Deesa says, "Yeah, just two peas in a pod." He turns towards Chrys and Cosmo and says, I'm gonna go over to the booth." And he goes over and lays directly face down next to the fingies.
They're so close. Like, they're like siblings even. Anyway, so we are pretty new. What exactly are we competing for at this fair?
Competing for? No, ma'am, this is a celebration of the sky piano. Surely you've heard of it.
We're
The
from
what?
out of town.
Sorry, what's that, son, over
The
there? I'm
what?
afraid I didn't hear you.
We're from out of town.
Why don't you come over here, son?
Oh, okay. I get a little closer.
Oh, what'd you say there?
We're from out of town.
Oh, you know Ross from out of town?
Families go way back.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah. So every year, during this time, we celebrate the passing of the glorious sky piano overhead. And its safe passage blesses our crops for another year.
That's beautiful.
Oh, what?
Huh?
What do you mean? What? It's a sky piano.
What? No. What do you mean sky piano? Is it a legitimate piano? Is it like a physical piano that flies? Someone playing it?
No one plays the sky piano, of course. 'cause
Why?
It's way up there. But every year we pick a volunteer and they play sort of like a recreational piano.
But what if you just built a very tall ladder?
Mm-hmm.
Or even perhaps some kind of flying device.
The timid looking woman is like has a hand on her chin and she's like nodding knowingly. And Biff says, "I like the way you think. I don't think I caught your name."
Oh. It's on the tip of my tongue. Hold on now.
Your troubles.
Pebble.
Pebble. Nice to meet you, Pebble.
Stonington.
How about you? Pebble Stonington. Nice to meet you, Pebble Stonington. And what about you, sir? Tall man? Yeah, that's
Me?
you. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Turbo Stonington.
Pebble and Turbo
We're twins.
Stonington. Wow, I can see the family resemblance. And how about you there, friend?
Oh, I'm Stone Rockington.
Wow.
Friend of the family. Our families know each other quite well.
As well as little
Yes.
Little Rosses.
Yes.
Big Ross.
Little
Little
Ross?
Italy.
Rip Ross.
Is there a
Rip
Little
Ross even.
Big Ross is anyway. Now, listen, it's sort of on the down low, but since you folk are out of town, you should be on the know. People around here, they're not like people from other places. They are, well, they're magical, you see.
I got that from
That's
the
okay.
name.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Some
sir.
of us might even be magical inclined even.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, if you folk, since you're in the town, you should take a walk around the booths. You should see some of the marvelous splendors that the good citizens of Magicton have cooked up for the fair this year. It's quite remarkable.
Sure. Thanks.
Tim, would you like to show us around since you're much more familiar?
She looks past you at Beauregard and over to Dee's and then back and says, "Who's that one?"
Who you mean, Boot? I'm sorry, Boo?
Yeah, who is that? He wasn't with you before.
Yeah, he was.
Don't lie to me, Pebble Stonington, you old so-and-so.
Well, he's a friend we picked up along the way. You could say met him in a cornfield.
Oh, dangerous place, these cornfields, I've heard.
Yeah, I'll say. Not the only
Oh.
dangerous place we visited today, but that's all behind us. Would you like to show us around, Tim? I'd really love a guide, and you're just so... Oh, God, you're cool.
She kind of like grins, not like in a blushing way or like an embarrassed way, just kind of amused. And she says, "I would love to. There is so much to see here." And Biff says, "Pebble Stonington. I like that name. I tell you what, Tem really put me on to the name Durnest. I don't think I ever would have thought of it before she came around, but man, Durnest and Temperina, those are some shrimp names."
It's true, they are.
Certainly. I've actually... Well, Durnest is pretty popular in our part of the world.
Oh, where are you from?
East Coast.
All right, come on. You've Tem sort of like waves for you all to follow and says, "Lots to see."
I'm following immediately.
See you later.
I don't say goodbye. I exit the conversation.
Irish goodbye.
Chrys waves. He waves at Biff.
Yeah, Biff waves back.
Can I pick up and start like dragging Durnest with us?
Yeah, you like grab him by one leg and you start pulling him across the dirt. And he's like, "Oh,
Come on, it's tour time.
Careful, he's got a broken, exploded foot.
I picked up the unexploded foot.
That one doesn't feel great either, but it's fine." Tem is like practically floating off the ground. She's skipping and twirling, and it's like, "It is so nice of you all to have somehow come here. To be honest, I thought you'd be trapped in the echo chambers. It's delightful that you made it all the way out here."
Quick question: when is here?
Why, we're in the year 2033, Magicton, Pennsylvania State Fair.
Oh,
Well,
okay,
City Fair, really. They call it the State Fair. It's not like the state is not here.
Do you
know?
mean 1933? Because we're definitely not in 2033.
Did I say 2033? I meant 1933.
Okay, good. Because I was really,
Thank
really
God.
scared.
I was
like,
really
this.
confused for a moment.
Like,
I,
what do you mean?
They're really passionate about vintage cars here.
They love vintage cars, but they're just regular cars here.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. That's funny.
Yeah, no. So how did you get here?
A little bit of magic.
Who
Kind of like the same way that you got here in the first place.
You see, you see Beauregard. If anyone turns around, he's kind of like standing at the booth watching you go, fiddling with his watch. He doesn't seem to be too concerned as you're wandering off.
Good. I'm not concerned about him.
And Tem says, "Well,
I mean, why not? What the heck else are we gonna do?"
I don't exactly know how to go home, so I suppose so.
oh, that's wonderful news. You're all going to love it. These guys are a bunch of chumps."
Because they're from the 30s, over 100 years ago.
No, check this out. And she skips over to a booth that says the Fantabulous Boingo Brothers and their incredible floating cards. And you see these like two men, both dressed in like pinstripe suits with these long twirling mustaches, and they say, "Oh, welcome! Come over here."
I go over there and I whisper to Cosmo as I do, "I bet they boing."
I sigh audibly, deeply, but I also follow.
The man says, "Hi, would you like to pick a card?"
No. Sure, I'll pick a card.
You'll pick a card? No. Say the magic words. Boingo Brothers.
Boingo Brothers.
And you watch the man, his like hand tenses up as he like holds a card in his hand. And you can see it starts like kind of wiggling and sort of leaves the ground. But a very quick glance, you see that it's attached to a very thin wire that is being hoisted by the other Boingo brother in the back on like a crank.
Can we like visibly see him
Yeah.
cranking his crank?
Mm-hmm. He's always cranking.
Man.
But as you like try to look at the other Boingo brother, the first one like just moves to block your line of sight with his body as he's still like doing this absurd technique. And the man says, "So, what do you kids think? You're from out of town, aren't you?"
Yeah.
I'm deeply impressed.
Are you?
Yes.
It's wonderful. Are you know, I don't do this for everyone, but I could teach you my ways.
Please teach me. Cosmo's suddenly very interested.
He says, "Okay, for the low price of $1.50, I could teach all of you the secrets of levitation.
How about I'll
$1.50
trade you
each."
an interesting hand trick because I don't carry cash.
Tem says, "I'm sorry, we're all broke as can be. Maybe we'll swing around if we have the chance to visit an ATM. Sorry, you won't get that yet." And she says, "Come along, everyone. We have so much left to see."
As I'm like walking backwards away from this guy, I'm like, space facts. I can trade you space facts. I know a lot about space. I'll be back.
Come on, Pebbles.
I'll be
Okay.
back.
See you later, guy.
Pebble Stonington, Stone Pebblington, and then you.
Turbo.
Turbo
Stonington.
My twin brother. We look so much alike.
You do. I can really see the family resemblance.
I come up to like his like waistline.
If that. Now listen, I gotta tell you. Thank you all for being so cool around Biff. He's good people.
I did ponder ruining his whole life for a moment. Just a moment.
Yeah, I
Do the
usually come
list.
out here. Well, for them it's like once a year. For me it's like maybe every other week. Just to come help them out.
Why?
So I'm bored. Prison is so boring. Have you ever been?
Earlier today.
Yeah, well, I've been there for a while, and it kind of sucks.
Yeah, it is prison.
So wait, you travel here while you're in prison?
Oh, all the time.
Is that why you keep getting sent back to prison?
No, I've just been in prison the whole time and just visiting family.
No.
So you don't just leave prison?
Oh, here. This is probably a little rude, but like we heard that you're like deeply evil. Are you? Or are you just
Deeply evil? My goodness, that is absurd. I simply like to have fun.
Yeah, see,
Yeah,
who could possibly fault her for that, though, is the thing.
That's what I'm saying, to be honest.
Doesn't everyone like to have a little fun, Pebbles? And she like boops you on the nose.
Cosmo turns bright red.
I'm not hurting anyone doing this. And Dees at this point like sits up. His face and clothes are just covered in grass.
I've been dragging him.
He says, "Cosmo, let me go."
Okay, I put him down.
He stands up and brushes himself off. He says, "Tem, you have committed so many crimes. You have freed so many people from jail illegally. And you've just been getting out yourself this whole time?" And Tem says, "Yes, everyone likes to have fun, Derny. Keep up." And Dee says, "Guys, we had a deal."
Use this for a second, and I grab.
Dees.
I wrap my tiny arm around Deese's neck, and I drag him and Chrys and Iris over to like a legitimate faraway spot from Tem because I don't want her overhearing this. Deese, I want to be really honest with you. Yes, your sister is like kind of a bad person and just seems deeply unhinged, but she just doesn't. I don't think prison's working, and I'm gonna be really honest with you. I don't know if you need to kill her per se, or if we could just try and get her on our side and help her be less scandalous with her mischievery.
What if is there like a time police?
That
Yeah, he's
yeah.
literally with us right now and over
Yeah,
there
but
and
like, do they
old.
arrest people?
Well, what are they gonna do? Send
Um,
him back to the prison that she keeps breaking out of just for
What
fun?
time? Like a time prison? They've got to have something better than that. Jesus, like
I don't know.
there's got to be something. You know, I don't want to kill her.
I was gonna say I
She's
know
so
we
hot.
the
She's so hot. I don't want to kill her.
okay, not even accounting for how unnaturally pretty she is, because she is. Just despite the echo chamber thing, uh she just seems like she's just dicking around and having a good time. Like she's just really bored all the time.
She's just dicking around, breaking out of prison, going back in time.
well, I wasn't gonna defend all that. I was just gonna say we're at like a festival with a lot of people, and the IRS is here. And I think if we shot her right here and right now, we'd get in a lot of trouble.
I just don't understand why we have to kill her.
Because she is dangerous and she keeps hurting people and letting dangerous people out of prison. She may not be a killer herself, but if she's enabling all of these killers, all of these robbers, murderers, thieves, guys, you can't spare my sister because you think she's hot.
No, that's not even. I swear to God, Dees, that's not where I'm at.
Well, look at your friend Turbo and tell me that's not where he's at.
Listen, I can't
Chris,
speak for I
Chris,
can't
like,
speak for
puts his
Turbo.
hands in the air. He's like shrugging. He's like,
I can't speak for Turbo, but I can say is that maybe there's not another way, and maybe I'm being naive and way too optimistic here, but I really feel like, God, maybe we could just get her on our side in some capacity, because prison isn't working.
What are we gonna do? Bring her back to the hotel?
I feel like she'd have so much fun in the hotel. I don't know.
You, Cosmo, we are not bringing Ted, Bill Baramy, and fucking Tem all back to the hotel. You can have 2 criminals in the van tops.
you make the rule? What?
I'll say. Sorry, guys. Fuck Bill Baramy. Fuck Ted. I would trade both of them to.
Oh wait, Terry. His name's Terry, not Ted.
Oh, oops. Sorry, Terry. Ted. I would literally just be like, oh, sorry, guys, we forgot about you forever. For Tem.
Cosmo.
No, Dees, please look at me in the eyes, dude. I'm serious. There has to be another way.
What if we hold on a second. Cosmo, plug
Yeah.
your ears.
I'll put my actually, I'll just take my headphones off.
Chris, turn around. Don't look at me.
Oh, just don't look. I can listen, but I can't
Just-
look.
Don't listen either. Close your
Okay.
eyes and your
right.
ears. Deez, what if we bring her back to the hotel and then we shoot her?
Really?
Because then we don't get in trouble with Boo. And we don't get in trouble by destroying the timeline full of this festival of people. And then she thinks that she's all scot-free because she's like, oh, these people have convinced my brother that it's fine. And then she's lulled into a false sense of security and we take her out.
That seems
Should she be
fucked up.
shot with a gun? Can we do that?
Yeah, we can do
I don't-
that. All right. If
Can I have notes? Because I actually didn't do a very good job of not listening to this.
Pebbles.
I'm sorry, Dingle. Listen. Do you remember earlier when I said that in trying to thwart a prison break, we may inadvertently cause a prison break? If
Yep.
you do
Yes,
this, if you go down this path, and honestly, this is your family. If this is what you think is truly the right decision, I don't think I have a right to get in your way. But if you miss, if you fail, do anything, and she gets away, and now she has no loyalty, no family, nothing, and she stops just having fun, you may have inadvertently unleashed a true supervillain on the world.
Pebbles, that's scary as fuck. I'm not gonna lie.
That's why I'm saying, would it not be easier just to try and win her over? Yeah, she's, we're all chaotic and make poor choices, I say, sweating. But before we take the nuclear way out, why don't we try?
You're right. We can't do anything here. We have to get back to the present as soon as possible.
That I firmly agree with.
Okay. So I guess we need to go along with Boring Guard and his stupid
I love that.
ideas.
Fuck Boot. Boring Guard's so good.
Yeah, I was thinking that up while you were dragging me around.
Wouldn't it be really funny if we just left him here to clean up the mess that we kind of sort of made, but not really, because he was the one who brought us here?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't understand why he's blaming us when we didn't know where we were going. We had no context for like what was going to happen, and we all just appeared in the corn. And Chrys didn't even show up with us. He didn't show up near us, so I don't know why he's getting on Turbo's ass, because I will fist fight for you, Turbo. Because I don't know. I don't want to be mean to the guy, but he's pushed every button I didn't know I had.
No, he's
He
just
was
taking
mean
the
to me.
bite.
I don't like him.
Okay, if we can win Tem over, then maybe we can just leave him here.
Don't worry, I got this. Don't worry, wait, I so got this. Wait. Okay, let's go back to Tem.
Hey everyone, it's Max here for your regularly scheduled ad break. What is up? Thank you so much for listening to the Reflection Game episode number 46. As always, we really appreciate you being a part of the show. Thank you so much. It's wonderful. I hope you're enjoying yourselves. If you are, do you know what I'm about to say? If you do, don't hesitate. Tell a friend about This Isn't Normal, because that helps us out tremendously, and it means the world to us. We love it when you tell your friends about This Isn't Normal. Bring them to a live listen. We do them every Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, at this Tin Podcast on YouTube. Come be a part of it. The chat's been wonderful recently. It's been such a great experience. So if you're not a part of that already, you could be, and you should be. Or just send them an episode. Send them This Isn't Noir. That's a good one. That's a good starting place, I think. And and also remember that this episode or any of our other episodes can get some love from you with a like, a comment. Remember to follow or subscribe to the show on whatever service you're using to listen to it. All of that stuff helps us out tremendously, and we would really appreciate it if you did that. And there's also more ways that you can support the show. We don't really use social media anymore because, man, it's hard and it's a lot. But we do have a Discord, which is available. You can find the link in our YouTube descriptions. You can come join that if you want to be part of a community of incredible people. Seriously, some of the nicest people I've ever had the pleasure of knowing. Truly incredible. And of course, finally, you can support the show financially if you want to, because we give this show for free, but it does cost money to run, and that's the reality of capitalism, isn't it? But your support does make the show possible each and every month, and it's super good. You can do that at patreon.com/tincast, and we have 3 tiers for you to consider. For $1, thank you for doing that. For $5, you get your name in the video credits each and every week, and you also get an extra episode every single month. Last month we finished off Deadlight, and this month I don't even know yet. I got a little bit of time to figure that out, but it's going to be good. It's always good. They're typically very experimental, or we just throw a lot of spaghetti at the wall. It's a lot of fun. And there's 12 extra episodes a year, which is crazy and very cool. And then for $10 a month, we thank you each and every week during this portion of the show, which is why it's time to thank Mango, Amanda Krondar, Morgan Wolpramp, Emmy Lynn Laderna, Smarties, Charlie Rose, Adam Carpenter, and Marco Malmstrom for their continued support of the show. Thank you all. Thank you all so much. You're the real ones. You're the MVPs. Yeah. Okay. Let's get back into the madness, shall we? Join us again next week for episode 47, which is going to be wild. Thank you to Beth for outstanding piano art. It's a lot of fun. Who doesn't love the beautiful sky piano that we all know and love tremendously? All right. Stay safe, drink lots of water, and have a great week. Okay. You guys go back over, and Tem says, Michael, I'm dirty. Hello.
Hey, so can I talk to you for a second?
She, you can see like behind her big smile, there's like beads of sweat, and she says, yes, you can.
Could you come over here? I don't. Listen, I'm just trying to pull a silly little prank on my friend that we left back over there, and I wanted to run it by you first.
Sure.
So I don't know how much you know about the IRS. Or if that means anything to you.
The tax collectors?
So you don't know about the time travel?
They time travel?
Yeah,
Oh,
apparently.
that makes sense. Yeah, no, I get it.
So he's an IRS travel agent, and he's like mad at us, thinks that we caused the issues in the past by being here, even though he literally had us follow him. So we were thinking, right? Like, you can travel. What if we just left him here?
That is hilarious. Love the energy, Pebbles. Let's wait until after the festivities. I love watching these stupid townspeople flounder around that piano. None of them know how to play it.
Sure, that's fine.
Dee says, I'm sorry, did you call me Michael?
A tear rolls down my cheek. I'm Pebbles.
We're all Pebbles.
No! That's
You
my
are all
identity.
We're
Pebbles.
all rocks now.
Yeah, this is a little embarrassing, but we're all friends here, right?
Yes.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Don't get mad, Derny. Your name was not always Dernest.
Did you what?
Dee says, What are you talking about? Tem, it's on my birth certificate. Dernest Shramp. And Tem says, yeah, no. I may have accidentally messed with a few things in the timeline inadvertently from all my trips. So like, you've always been Dernest, but like, you haven't always been like Dernest, if that makes sense.
Oh, she fucked the timeline up for specifically you. That's
Oh.
fine.
If it's any consolation, my name wasn't originally Temperina Shramp.
Was it like Tina?
No, it was Abigail, but I needed a pseudonym. I mean, I couldn't go around, calling myself Abigail and my brother Michael, could I?
Yeah,
Yeah, but now
pretty cooler than
you fucked up and got
Michael.
your pseudonym as your actual name by giving it to your ancestors who liked it so much.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Jesus, like, I'm gonna kill you! And he,
No.
tackles her to
Deez,
the
you
ground.
could just be Mike though.
No.
Deez, wait, you could be Mike.
It's fine. This is like normal sibling violence. This is fine.
He's like shaking her. He's like, you changed my name to Dernest Shramp! And she's like, yeah, I was Abigail though. Can someone help me here?
Chrys goes up and like picks up Deez.
Can you roll strength?
Yeah, sure.
I was gonna say Dee's favorite person right now.
Yeah, exactly. His anger will go towards Chrys at this point.
It's like picking up a cat. He's gonna pick him up by like the scruff of his jacket.
So
Yeah,
Abby,
that's a pass.
Mikey, I have a question for you guys. How would you feel about some family therapy?
Tem, who's on the ground still, is like, that sounds like a great idea, Pebbles.
Oh, we know a guy. Oh,
Yeah,
I have a
I know.
great therapist, actually.
I do too. Is it the same therapist?
Yeah, he's also
Yeah.
my doctor.
He's a
Are you
great
talking
doctor.
about? Are you talking about our doctor?
Yeah.
You know, our group doctor and therapist, our favoriteest little guy in the whole world.
He
I don't
also
think-
raffles
I don't
out
think-
All of
meat.
them?
I don't think Chris has been to therapy yet.
No,
You
Chris
haven't.
needs some therapy. I pat
Yeah,
you on the
Chris-
back.
Yeah. Chris shakes his head. He's like, yeah.
A therapist who's a doctor. What will they think of next?
I think he does more than that. We just haven't discovered it yet.
He's like,
Oh.
he's like really proficient at a lot of things.
I think he might actually be the embodiment of the dimension that it's in.
Fun.
Which
You
is
said he
honestly
sells
kind of
meat?
respectful.
Raffle. He does raffle out the meat. Where does he get the meat? No one knows.
They say it's local,
allegedly
but-
local farms, but
Yeah.
where is local to this place? I don't know.
It's in it's in a pocket dimension.
That's so
or something.
interesting. Well, you know, it's important to keep up on your iron, especially if you're magical.
I'm just
Hmm.
anemic.
Yeah, Turbo.
I'm anemic. I'm not magic. Jeez.
She says, that's how I've been getting out. High iron diet.
Oh, why you eat so much red meat and nuts? I don't think I was there for that conversation, but I listened to that
Nice.
episode
I
today.
I have to change my diet. Hold on.
It
I'm
helps
about to
because
start entering the meat raffle.
I give Deese a little I pat his face because I imagine he's just like slumped over and covered in dirt.
yeah,
I
he's
kinda,
got
like, wipes the
big
dirt
wet
off.
cat vibes now.
Michael,
Deece.
it's Deese.
Just
Okay,
Deece.
got it. Deese, serious question. Would you consider getting family therapy with your sister?
Did you say Arden is the therapist?
Yeah.
Do you
And
remember?
the doctor.
Do you remember what I was like when I got home from my last trip?
Yeah, I do.
He really helped me. I do mean that sincerely. He really helped me.
Okay.
It's
All right.
pretty epic, yeah.
How soon is this festivities thing, this show?
You know,
And
I
Tem
can play
says-
the piano.
Tem says, oh, well, they do a raffle. But, you know, if your name gets called, I'm sure they would love for you to play.
Can I please put Pebble's name in? Oh my god, guys! I want to play this weird magic time traveling piano that I'm not even convinced.
You're just gonna. I think you're just gonna play a normal piano,
It's
and the
just a
time
normal
traveling one's just gonna
piano.
go by.
Yeah. It's just like, it's...
Okay.
Here, I'll show you the
All right.
stage. And Tem leads your party over to like this big wooden stage in the middle of the fairgrounds. There's already a sizable crowd around it. And in the middle is a grand piano. It's a nice looking grand piano bass, but it's been slathered in a very sloppy coat of like sky blue paint. And there are like these little like cardboard cutout clouds that have kind of been haphazardly assembled around it. And
How...
Mhm.
Oh, I was just gonna say, is anyone playing it? How in tune is this?
You cannot determine the tunage from here, because it's up on like a 4-foot high stage. There's this kind of greasy looking man in like a beaten up suit running around, and he says, "Hello, everyone. It's me, the mayor. Festivities will be starting in." No dogs allowed on the fairgrounds. Come on, you, Jim, get that dog out of there. Be sure to gather round. You're not going to want to miss this.
OOC, this guy's so totally about to die. He's a mayor.
And he's not about to die from imminent threats. Cosmo's about to be one.
I was gonna say, Cosmo pulls out a gun. I gotta keep the time.
No,
I gotta keep the time
no.
stream active.
God, no. And Tem says, oh, okay. Let's go back. Let's get the rest of the fam. Those weird little twins and the old man.
Okay, Okay, we'll go get well, let's do a quick little split up. Dees, Tem, Chrys, go get the twins. Iris and I will go get Old Man Stinky.
I
Good
think
old
they're
old man Stinky.
together.
Are they? I thought they were like separate.
Well,
I
the
think
twins
they're-
are like laying down on the grass, and I think he was just kind of loitering nearby. So
Oh, all right, then yes. As a group, I'm walking very close to Tem.
Tem kind of glances over at you and says, "Hi."
Oh God, hi. How's it going?
Good. How about you?
I've had less interesting days than today. That's for sure.
Oh, me too. I didn't think everyone would get to meet the Shramp family today.
Yeah, what? So you mentioned, can I ask you, you mentioned something about someone getting like dematerialized and all their atoms disintegrated. Was that a haha or not?
I'll never tell.
All right,
No,
I'm
it
gonna
happened,
write that
though.
down.
No,
I was gonna say, I'm writing
yeah.
that down as that definitely happened.
No, it happened.
So did you do that?
What? No, God, no. He did that to himself. Moron.
Oh. Classic.
You know, it's the old survival of the fittest, right? You fuck around, find out, that sort of thing. Back at the booth, you see Beauregard is like fighting off a small but rather sizable crowd of frustrated looking people. And as you get closer, he says, "Look, I understand your frustration. We lost the stuff, okay? There's no Italian food. Yes, we are repping Rip Ross. We don't have any food." And one of the angry people says, "But I wanted pasta." And he says, "Well, life's short and then you die, okay, kid?" And he looks over and he says, "Oh, thank God. Are we going?"
Yep.
yeah,
We have to go try and attempt to locally source Italian ingredients, and the more angry this crowd gets, the less fast we'll be able to do it.
You hear someone say, "I don't care. I'm still going to be mad."
Lower your expectations.
You've just added a whole 15 to 5 minutes or hours of time you have to wait.
Just for that, sir. No meatballs for you.
No! And and Beauregard kind of scurries away. The Fingies are following too. He says, "Oh, thank God. All right, the timeline has not adjusted. It's still staying at about that same point. So I don't know what the fuck is going on, but if we're gonna bounce, this would be a good time to do it."
You don't want to see the piano thing?
What
Maybe we
piano
have to.
thing?
Yeah, the little
Iris.
Piano thing that they do every year.
The sky piano. There's like a raffle.
What the fuck does that mean?
There's a piano that floats through the sky. It's the whole theming of the thing.
Guys, I don't know if you know this, but there is a homicidal frog on his way to make sure that none of us exist anymore.
No, we're cool. It's fine.
It's gonna take him a while. He's not very good at any of that.
Listen, he's the kind that has to like follow rules. So it's entirely possible he wasn't even gonna come get us.
Listen, Beauregardo, I forget what your name was. So
You gotta be
here's-
kidding me.
what?
It was Beauregard.
Beauregardo?
That was pretty close. Anyway, Boo. Yeah, that's what you said earlier. Boo.
The incredulous look is really good.
Yeah, I know that was great method acting. You said yourself that you don't really know why the timeline hasn't reset. What exactly have we had the chance to do before we skippity doodah and just say, "Oops, we made a giant fucking mess"? How about we stay for longer than 2 minutes?
Yeah, they're gonna do the piano thing soon.
Yeah, so
What
maybe
piano thing?
just come
Thing-
on,
The-
dragging
just-
him. Come on,
Watch.
self-explanatory.
Tem says, "Hey there, old timer. I'm Temperina Shramp. Nice to meet you. Listen, we're just gonna do a little thing, and then if you want to get out of here, we can get out of here." And Beauregard says, "Tim, listen to me. We got to get you out of here, okay? This is not safe for you here. I don't know what's going on, but the sooner you get back and you come with me, the sooner everything's gonna get back to normal, okay?"
Go with you. Why does she have to do that?
Well, obviously, because we need to work with her to harness her temporal energy.
So you're hiring her for a job?
I'm not hiring her. I'm making
that
sure
sounds
the
like forced
leader of
labor.
the IRS.
I'm with full time with benefits.
Yes, correct. The leader of the IRS needs to finally get into position.
You're gonna make Temporina Shrimp the leader of the IRS?
I'm not gonna make her do anything. This is what happens, Cosmo.
My name is Pebbles.
Oh my god. Every
Wait, okay.
minute that we stay here and that frog gets closer is another minute that we put everything on the line.
Okay,
Oh,
well,
he's like the nail.
all right, actually, guys, what if we just left? I don't care about this 1930s piano.
I mean, listen,
do-
me either, but Tem really wanted to show it off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Tem crosses her arms. She says, I'm not going until that whatever moron is chosen has played the sky piano.
All right, guys.
Where's the mayor? We have to get him to do it right now.
If you get chosen, just let me pretend I'm you, because I actually know how to play the piano, and I'll play the one song that I still really recall how to play, which is the Moonlight Sonata.
Hot cross buns.
I can also do that
one. Oh man. Tem says, okay, come on, hurry. It's gonna start soon. And by now there's a huge crowd around the stage. And the mayor says, welcome everyone to the Magicton, Pennsylvania State Fair. In just a moment, we're going to choose one lucky winner. Hang on, how long have we been recording for? Let me just make sure this is going to time out okay. Doop-a-doop-a-doom. It'll be fine. In just a moment, we're going to choose one lucky winner to come on upstage and play a few notes to celebrate our beautiful sky piano and another year of bountiful harvest for everyone in Magicton. Thank you. And there's like polite clapping. You guys make this possible every year. In just a moment. Did I already say in just a moment we'll be selecting a volunteer to come up? Did I?
Yes.
Oh shoot. Cindy! Get the list. Get the basket, Cindy. And this older woman comes up. She's wearing like a long flowing dress and clutching a basket. She says, here you go, Mr. Mayor. Says, Cindy, everyone, give a round of applause for Cindy, the
Woo!
basket collector.
Turbo goes,
Yeah. Woohoo!
he goes woo really loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Cindy.
Cindy.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Cindy. And picks up the basket. Cindy just kind of stands there. He says, get out of here, Cindy. She scurries off. He says, now, I will reach into the sacred sky basket. Which is definitely what this is. It's all part of the tradition. And I will select the name of the lucky volunteer who's going to play our beautiful sky piano. Thank you.
Woohoo!
You guys are great this year. The energy is through the roof. And without further ado, and he wiggles his hand around in the basket and he says, okay. All right. And he plucks up a name and he says, will Rip Ross please come to the stage? Rip Ross, everyone. And there's
You can't even go up because
more applause.
they know who he is.
And
We could fill in for Rip Ross.
I was gonna say we are subbing for Rip Ross actually, so
Yeah.
I'll just start making my way to the.
there.
I start making my way to the stage and I wave and I give everyone a. Cosmo's trying to come off as like casual and confident, but looks like they're
Woohoo!
shitting themselves a little bit.
Yeah.
so as you start walking up, you feel a
Hey, get that dog out of here!
You see,
Hey!
you've even got the dogs cheering for you.
Fred.
I'm very popular.
Fred, you son of a bitch! Get that dog out of here! Get him! Ban them all! Ban them! So Cosmo, you feel a strong arm on your shoulder. As you hear a voice whisper, "Don't do it, Cosmo."
Do I recognize the voice?
Yeah, it's Beauregard.
I look at Boo and I say, "Why?"
He doesn't say anything, but he kind of waves his eyes down at his watch. And he's, as you look over, you see it. It seems like it's starting to spike.
I start stepping away from the stage.
You're not gonna. You don't. Listen. I'm not gonna
No.
stop you from going up.
I know, but if he's, it's not that I hate Beauregard or I don't trust him or I want to make him miserable. I like we've got off on the wrong foot. But if he's, and I can hear the sincerity in his tone when he says don't do it, I'm gonna trust him. And so I'll look at his watch, I'll look at him, and I'll say, okay, I won't do it.
He nods a little nervously as the mayor says, Ross! Oh, Ross, come up here. And you see Cindy like scamper back on stage and whisper something in his ear. He says, oh, beans. Ross couldn't make it? Oh. That's too bad. Well, I guess there's only one course of action that we can possibly take. The same course of action that's made me the mayor for the last 24 years. I'll have to be the default victor.
What?
And take one for the team and play. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Good
Go
people.
Mayor! Woo!
Yes, thank you. Awesome. Well, I'll do it then. Yeah, I'll play the piano.
Play hot cross buns!
Yeah.
Cosmo's just in like full heckling mode.
Affirmative heckling.
Yeah, I was so excited to be the star of the show that when I got back in the crowd, I was like, damn it. Woo!
Damn.
So
I'm a crowdy again.
The mayor takes a seat behind the piano. He sort of like cracks his knuckles in front of him. And he says, and now, to celebrate the 32nd annual Magicton, Pennsylvania State Fair, in honor of the Sky Piano, I present to you hot cross buns. he raises a single finger in the air and brings it down on the key, and he is instantly destroyed.
Oh.
I turned really slowly to Boo.
Hang on, let me
Whoa.
let me set the scene. So the second his finger hits the key and that first note plays, with incredible speed, mind-numbing speed, a brilliant and magical looking sky blue piano smashes directly into the mayor and the fake piano. A fine red mist instantly coats the front row, much like Shampoo and SeaWorld, except in the remnants of the mayor. There is silence. And then there is panic. People start screaming and running. Boo grabs you all in a tight huddle and says, this is bad. This is very, very bad. And he holds up his watch.
Who the fuck is going to be the mayor now?
The timeline, the timeline radar that he was showing you before is now exponentially increasing. He says, Ross was supposed to die here. Ross was supposed to die here. This is really, really bad.
We should leave.
We can't leave, Iris. They're going to find us.
But Party Frog will fix it. Listen, those frogs are dedicated to maintaining a timeline. If we leave, that frog will come here and fix it.
Iris, as you say that, you start to feel that feeling again.
Uh-oh. Oh, guys.
Put your shoes on! Put your shoes on!
Guys. Oh, guys, where are my shoes?
You start reaching for your shoes, and mid-grab, Iris
mid-grab.
vanishes.
Mid-grab. Can I reach for Tem also?
Can you reach for Tem? Yeah, you reach for Tem, and you can feel your hand go right through her as you vanish.
Oh, damn.
No.
Boo looks at the rest of you and says, Where did Iris go?
Oh, Iris
Snatched
has
by Party Frog.
Iris has this disease called their uh, uh, line to reality got snapped because of a temporal anomaly, a really bad one. So they just occasionally go to this place we dubbed Red Hell, but she should be back in this exact spot unless she moves.
What the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck indeed. We were kind of hoping that like the magical time traveling IRS agent would have a better understanding of like your tether to reality. That's what it was. The reality tether got snapped.
As you're berating Boo in the middle of this crowd,
Berating him. I'm stressed out.
Iris, can you roll dodge for me?
Oh boy. Wonder what I'm dodging this time. This is a D10. The other one's definitely still. No, it's not. It's right here. Ah. Oh. 30. Dodge. Let's see. Oh, that's exactly what I needed to pass. Thank
Oh,
goodness.
sweet. So you, as soon as you get your bearings, you have to move out of the way because you're still in a crowd of screaming and yelling people.
Oh no.
And you hear someone yell, "Rip Ross is dead!"
Oh. Can I is this like where I was but in Red Hell?
That's the thing.
Like is
Everything seems pretty normal. I mean, there's screaming and clearly something horrible has happened here, but it's not red.
Can I peer to the stage?
Yeah, you see a near identical red splatter under an identical sky piano.
Can I lean into anyone who is not immediately running and be like, "What happened?"
Yeah, you grab a young man who says, "Didn't you see? Rip Ross, legendary Italian chef Rip Ross, was just crushed by the real sky piano."
Oh no, that's terrible. What a terrible time to have been tying my shoes. This is devastating news.
This is devastating news. The world's gonna end.
What?
And I think that's where we're gonna leave things for today.
Did you say the world's gonna end?
I
Well,
did, but then I said the
Ross-
episode was over.
Oh no.
Without Rip Ross, there is no world to live in.
Man, what a world.
What a world indeed.
This distinctly is not red or hell.
It is very distinctly not red or hell. Also, Cosmo, I'm so glad you didn't go up there.
Yeah, I would have been flat dead.
Like, I made peace on my car ride home.
Yeah.
I said, I will try to let them know not to go up there. But if anyone ignores it, that's just gonna be that.
That's just gonna be the way the cookie crumbles.
And honestly, that's how you should play it. I absolutely love the like secret high stakes, but you also did a really good job of having Boo come across as like deadly serious, and genuinely, at least if I was Atticus, I probably would have gone up there. But Cosmo can be reasoned with a lot more. She's sassy, but she'll listen.
And you see, that's the difference between Cosmo and Atticus. Cosmo lives. Atticus literally did die, and we had to go back in time to fix it.
It's true. I don't know if that was because Atticus was being like exponentially sassy and like stubborn. But I feel like they're both stubborn. I just think that Cosmo, like I said, can be reasoned with, whereas Atticus is entirely emotional based. If she likes you, she'll listen to you. If she doesn't like you, she's never gonna listen to you.
It's true.